Hello, and thank you for watching this March 27th, 2017 Ag Forecast, brought to you by Agrible, the makers of Morning Farm Report. My name is Eric Snodgrass, and I am Senior Atmospheric Scientist and co-founder of Agrible. Well, let's start here with the severe weather that we had on Sunday, March 26, 2017. The Storm Prediction Center did a fantastic job of identifying where the main severe weather threat was going to be across the central part of the United States by issuing a moderate risk for severe storms right in here through parts of Texas and mainly into Oklahoma. Well, this was a pretty awesome day in terms of severe weather, but I want to show you this. What you're looking at on the left is some of the preliminary non-operational data that's coming down from our GOES-16 satellite. It's a brand new satellite that's up there. Look at what we're getting now compared to what we would have been getting from our operational GOES-13 satellite. It's incredible to see the difference both in spatial resolution and time resolution. And we in the atmospheric sciences community are super excited about getting these data regular all the time once the satellite becomes fully operational. Well, those storms as they kind of blew up across the central part of the United States look something like this. We had the remnants of the system over the weekend pushing through parts of Wisconsin and Michigan as well as parts of Indiana and Ohio, and there were some severe weather reports here, but the main system was this one going right through the center part of the country. And if we watch it again here really quickly, you can see a deep kind of spin here in the atmosphere. That's signaling the development of a low pressure center coming right off the Rocky Mountains, and the storms were firing out ahead of it in the very warm, moist, and unstable air that was kind of rushing in from the Gulf of Mexico. And we had several supercell thunderstorms kind of blow up here. Had a lot of reports of hail and strong winds, and there have been some tornado warnings that have gone out for these cells, so we're watching them pretty closely throughout the evening on Sunday. But I know this was yesterday, so the question is, why does all of this really matter? And it matters because of this map. This is the most recent U.S. Drought Monitor map that was uploaded on Thursday, March 21st. And you can see we've hung on to drought in this kind of the south central plains over toward the mid-Mississippi River Valley into Missouri for all of winter. Yeah, we've eliminated the drought in parts of California, and the drought in the southeast has been whittled away, although it's still hanging on in some spots. But this drought has just hung around. And we've been talking all spring long about how big rain events could really help knock this out. And what you're seeing right now is several storms putting down a lot of rain going through the central part of the United States. And they're on their way again toward Illinois and Indiana, Ohio over the next couple of days. So let me show you what that looks like. Here we're watching an animation from the 12Z model run produced by the NAM model on Sunday. So we're looking out through basically Thursday morning, super early on Thursday morning, really late on Wednesday night. The animation showing you color-coded here precipitation. And what you see here is the next system coming. Now watch this animation again. Here is Sunday night storms transitioning into Monday morning across Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. But a new system is developing in the Central Rockies, going right across Colorado into Kansas. As we watch this animate one more time, you'll see this is going to bring another round of showers and storms right into the central part of the country, right where that drought is really well established. These are the spring rains that we need to help eliminate that drought. And I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I want you to see this. We actually have one of our first tropical systems that's kind of blowing up here just north of the Bahamas. See it go there? Bringing quite a bit of precipitation here to the open ocean, but that's something to watch because we have very warm sea surface temperatures all along the east coast of the United States and in the Gulf of Mexico. So tropical cyclone activity this upcoming year is going to be something to watch closely. Well, again, we see storms blowing up here into Wednesday. Let's take a look at what the Storm Prediction Center is watching out for. Monday, they're seeing those storms translate to the east, slight risk across this part of the Ohio and Mississippi River Valley. Probably not nearly as severe and as substantial as the storms on Sunday, but still we're watching out for some severe weather activity here on Monday. By Tuesday, new system gets going. Basically, the front that drapes to the south of this is going to initiate another round of storms, and you saw that on the animation a few moments ago. So we're watching out for some severe weather here as well. And this is all going to move to the east by Wednesday, March 29th. You can see it again here, getting into the Arklatex region, producing another bit of severe weather threat. What's important to see, though, is this. By the time we get through the next 5 days, we are seeing a lot of precipitation across that same area I just showed you that is dealing with some drought. And preseason rain here, where there's some preseason drought, is fantastic because that moisture gets into the soil. It can be reused later on this season as thunderstorms blow up across the Corn Belt, which is what we need. It also does another thing. You know, we grow quite a bit of wheat right in this part of the country. This is a lot of rain on that wheat crop right over in this area. So this is a lot of good rain that we need. Let's just keep a lot of the severe weather out of this area. Well, let's take a look at the longer term pattern as we try to wrap up this video. By the beginning of April, so this is next Saturday, April 1st, we're seeing a bit of a ridging event taking over in the northwestern part of the United States. And that's because we have a trough that's sticking here into the Four Corners again. Now, generally when we see this pattern, this tells me that expect a lot of severe weather, thunderstorm activity blowing up in the Central Plains. Another thing this tells me is that more than likely most of the Corn Belt will continue to see those above average temperatures between now and April 1st and probably beyond that as well. And that trough down here, again, just going to serve as the initiation point for some severe storms across the central part of the country yet again. We'll update you on that on our midweek forecast, which will release on Thursday morning. And I want to get a little farther out. We're now into about around April 7th, April 8th time frame. We see a bit of a shift in the pattern. There's some discussion on how or whether or not this will happen the way we're forecasting here. But if a ridge does build in over the Four Corners by the first week of April, this could allow for some cooler air to return to the Corn Belt and to the northwest. This is not bitterly, frigidly cold air. This is just a little bit different than the warmth we have been seeing. So I'm watching for the evolution of this. It all really hinges on how deep this trough gets in the Gulf of Alaska. So I just want to let you know that while we're going to be enjoying some warmer weather over the coming days in terms of comparison toward average, if the flow pattern evolves such that a ridge builds in the kind of the Four Corners area, that could allow some cooler air to intrude into this part of the country. So be watching out for that. Not set in stone, something we do need to keep an eye on. But I bring it up because of this last map, which is what I want to show you in terms of the last spring freeze date according to the 1981 to 2010 climate normals. So we look throughout most of the Corn Belt. We kind of just circled this area as the Corn Belt. We see that some folks maybe in southern Illinois and parts of Missouri have their last freeze at the very beginning of April, but a big section of the Corn Belt is in that mid-April time frame with some of the northern parts into the first week of May. So we're not quite there yet getting rid of our freeze threat, but we are seeing a lot of activity. A lot of folks out planting, a lot of people getting in the ground early, getting the field work done. I just want to remind you of these data as we kind of finish up this video. So with that, I'll wrap it up. Thank you so much for your attention. Hope you look forward to our next Ag Forecast.